To the entire team behind Valley of Words, everyone whose efforts went into creating the beautiful Valley of Words festival, the technical team, and all those working behind the scenes, my sincere gratitude for creating a platform to celebrate the written word across languages from all over India. It is an incredible honor to win the PFC Valley of Words Award for English Fiction 2021. My congratulations to all the other winners and finalists across all categories, and to the amazing writers on the long list. I'd like to thank Mr. Sanjeev Chopra and the Board of Governors of the PFC Valley of Words Award, and the esteemed members of the jury for choosing to recognize my debut novel, Analog Virtual and Other Simulations of Your Future, and for choosing to honor it with this incredible award. I am deeply delighted that my vision of near future India has resonated with you. This book of mine wouldn't be here without the dedicated efforts of Pulomi Chatterjee, Subani Prem Kumar, and everyone at Hachette India, and my agent Kanishka Gupta. To my parents, family, and loved ones, the writing community, and all my readers, thank you for believing in my words. Analog Virtual is a work of science fiction. Set in Apex City, a future version of Bangalore, the novel spans experiences from different walks of life in this city. In the world of Apex City, run by a corporation, productivity is power, and the right opinions and values on social media guarantee that you rise through the ranks of society. The virtual elite dictate the new world order. Those who fail are deported, branded analogs with no access to running water, electricity, or their humanity. Each character's experiences is marked by their relationship with technology, overshadowed by the constraints of living in a meritocracy as their version of the ideal world. In the words of the celebrated science fiction writer, the late Ursula Le Guin, and I quote, "Science fiction is not predictive, it is descriptive. Prediction is the business of prophets, clairvoyants, and futurologists. It is not the business of novelists." End quote. Analog Virtual was not written to foretell a dire world. It was the world that is, the world we inhabit today. I began writing the novel after I realized how invasive my dependence on technology had become. When I took a break from my high-pressure job in the video games industry, after years of being used to home deliveries of all manner of things, from groceries to stationery, new sneakers to new books, I stepped out into a grocery store for the first time in a really long while, expecting to have a really relaxing experience choosing my own vegetables. Instead, I found myself disoriented by shelves of produce, struggling to choose tomatoes, wondering why on earth I was here, instead of back at home ordering my vegetables off an app like a normal person, filled with recommendations and my purchase history. The chapter that shares its title with the novel, Analog Virtual, is the story of a woman who shares this piece of my life with me. After this humbling experience, I began to observe the ways in which technology had become such an integral part of our lives, from the echo chambers of entertainment curated by algorithms to the persistent streams of big data being broadcast at us from every conceivable device. My Fitbit currently counts my breaths per minute, apart from a ton of other health metrics. My Kindle tracks my reading streaks. How many consecutive days have I been reading this week? As the human race, we're being trained to correlate metric-driven goal setting with progress, with a sense of purpose and meaning. But all we're doing is enmeshing ourselves firmly within the capitalist machine, where productivity translates to purchasing power and a higher quality of life. If demonstrated anything, it's the skewed nature of access to technology, from the dissemination of information to access to education and opportunities for healthcare. Most technological solutions that are supposed to make our lives easier do, but they are designed for the privileged elite. It's just the way technology is implemented all across the world. Analog Virtual was not written as a call to disregard technology, however. Its intent is to urge all its readers to regard technology as a double-edged sword, to question its origins, to ask after its purpose, to push for more inclusivity when it comes to whom it's being designed for. The world we carve out with technology, the relationships we can build with it, can be incredibly powerful, but it really depends on how we choose to wield this most powerful of tools. My novel is a work of science fiction, and this makes it a work of metaphor. And ultimately, that is all fiction. All fiction asks the question, what if? And all fiction, spun from lies, reveals truths that change as a book passes from reader to reader, that changes the moment an author sets their pen down and sends a draft out to an editor. And so, no matter what my intent was writing the book, it now belongs to every reader who chooses to turn its pages and reinvents itself in its own unique way in every single imagining. This award, the Value of Words Award, is an encouraging sign for all writers, especially women writers, who are crafting words and building worlds in the speculative fiction genre. I'm thrilled that the shortlist featured not only my own novel, but also The Wall by Gautam Bhatia, which is an exquisite work of science fiction. Both of these novels belong to a wider tradition of speculative fiction writing in India, beginning with Samit Basu in the early 2000s. Reading Samit's work was the first time I ever imagined that a fantasy reality, or the future we all dream of, could feature protagonists that had Indian names. This continued over the years through the works of writers like Indra Das, Tashan Mehta, Achala Upendran. To be able to walk in these footsteps, to be able to mirror reality, critique our social hierarchies, envision alternate worlds and inspire hope, and to be recognized for my wild imagination is an absolute honor. I hope to continue to create meaningful worlds and tell stories with nuggets of truth, despite their incredibly surreal settings. I am currently writing my second novel. My short fiction is in the Golan's Book of South Asian Science Fiction, Volume 2, which has just released last month. My short fiction will also be published in an upcoming special edition of Apex magazine and will also be available in translation across multiple languages in the coming months. If you choose to read more of my work, or pick up the amazing novels by all the wonderful writers I've already mentioned, then I hope you enjoy them. Thank you all, once again, for doing me the honor of this award. Stay safe and well.